Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and this is Wlbt Plus on this Friday, May the 16th, almost a weekend time, and just one step closer to some rain. Yeah, we are going to have some rain this weekend, but you'll be hearing from our first alert weather team at 2:30 today for an in-depth look at the forecast and timing of the rain and all that stuff. We are going to take a quick look at the weather in just a little bit, but they'll be able to give you more details. If you're watching on our website or through our mobile app, thanks for tuning in. And if you're tuning in on our social streams, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, thank you so much for watching there. As I say almost every day, don't forget you can always join in the conversation. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, you can leave it in the comment section. I do like getting to interact with you guys during the newscast. Also, don't forget we have the Smart TV app. You can download it on any streaming device for your smart TVs and get not only this show every day live, but you can watch past episodes. You can watch our live newscast or past newscasts, plus a bunch of other content there for you on our WLBT app on your smart TV. So make sure you have that downloaded. Before we jump into the news, let's take a look outside right now over downtown Jackson, and it's pretty cloudy looking out there. Pretty cloudy looking, not nearly as beautiful blue skies as we had yesterday. But then again, like I said, we are expecting rain, which we'll talk about more in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump to the news now. We're going to go to Adams County, where the suspect who was involved in an officer-involved shooting Sunday night has passed away. So according to the Natchez Democrat, police officers shot Philip Stokes Jr. after attempting to serve a warrant. He was shot at the old Natchez Visitor Center. So Stokes was wanted for attempted murder, and upon arrival, the suspect displayed a firearm, resulting in an exchange of gunfire between the suspect and law enforcement officers. Two Natchez police officers that were involved are on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations as well as the Attorney General's office. And there's some more information regarding an investigation into an alleged election fraud that happened in Rolling Fork. So the Secretary of State's office did confirm to 3 on Your Side an investigation involving potential vote buying was in process. The state attorney general's office tells us that this is an active and a very new investigation. So on X, Michael Watson said he is proud of his team for tracking down yet another alleged case of election fraud in the state. He said this case has been turned over to the attorney general's office for investigation and hopefully prosecution. We have heard from a number of voters about their concerns during the latest municipal elections in Rolling Fork, and what they are telling us was unusual and questionable activity. We'll continue to follow that story and bring you the updates on air and online. And a jury in Hinds County has convicted a man for a deadly shooting that happened outside of a Jackson funeral home nearly 5 years ago. This is him on your screen. So Mini Ogbala was found guilty of first-degree murder and shooting into an occupied dwelling, which resulted in the death of 25-year-old Walter Hart Jr. The two had been arguing inside the West Haven funeral home when Ogbala fired shots into Hart's car. He could face up to life in prison when he is sentenced on June the 9th. And we have developing news from Rankin County, from the Board of Supervisors, where calls are growing louder for Rankin County Supervisor to step down, for one of the Rankin County Supervisors to step down. So residents went to the Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday, directing their frustrations and their concerns to Supervisor Steve Gaines. So this stems from comments that Supervisor Gaines made more than a week ago. He was praising attorney Jason Dare, who represents the sheriff's department, and applauding him for the settlement the county reached in a lawsuit involving two African American men who were beaten by 6 former Rankin County law enforcement officers. We got our hands on that recording that was captured by Mississippi Today. Let you take a listen to Gaines' remarks now.
He beat the pants off of those guys, the dopers, the people that raped and doped your daughters. He beat their pants off. We come out of last week with the best settlement. We could never even expect it to come out of there like that.
So Supervisor Gaines, who you see here on... Sorry.
And we would hope he would resign.
Let me go back here. All right. So Supervisor Gaines sat and listened as residents voiced their issues with his comments. One person was even holding up a sign that was detailing the supervisor's remarks. So you may remember last month, the Rankin County agreed to pay Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker $2.5 million. And this settlement comes after members of the Goon Squad pled guilty on state and federal charges. One resident that we spoke with says that he wants the supervisor to not only apologize, but step down from his position.
Of establishing, or we would hope he would resign, but we're in the process of establishing a way in which we can get him out of office, and that is to get signatures for at least 51% of the electors. So that's our next step, is to get those signatures and start this campaign to have him removed.
So these are the members of the Goon Squad that you see here on your screen. Now, Supervisor Gaines did send us a statement earlier today, which says in part, he did say he was alleged that he was not directing his comments at anyone personally. He said the speech was over 22 minutes long and touched on many topics, including law enforcement and citizen safety. He goes on to say, I want to be clear that my comments were not aimed at anyone personally, and I did not name any individuals. You can visit this story on our website, Wlbt.com, and read Supervisor Gaines' full response to us and the full comment there. Jackson Public School District has launched an investigation after a video circulated online showing a disturbing interaction between a student and a teacher at Peeples Middle School. So 3 on Your Side does not have permission to air the video, but it shows what appears to be a teacher using harsh language and aggressive behavior towards the student. It also shows the student being pushed into a wheelchair. It's not clear yet what led to this incident. JPS did release a statement saying, in part, Jackson Public Schools is aware of a recent social media post that allegedly involves a staff member at Peeples Middle School. The district takes these matters seriously and has launched an active investigation to ensure the safety and well-being of all scholars. We will, of course, continue to follow that for you as well and update you when we have updates here. And we are continuing our coverage of the Chapel Ridge Apartments here in Jackson, where trash is still not being picked up. So a state lawmaker has now gotten involved to try and help the people who live there. So the manager at the complex on Raymond Road was notified Tuesday that the owner, Frederick Schulman, was breaking state laws, also violating the city's trash disposal code. Residents say ever since dumpsters were removed from the parking lot, they've had nowhere to put their trash. The state is now investigating the complex as a potential health hazard. State Representative Fabian Nelson and a local trash disposal company are working there to try to get things cleaned up.
They're really hurt by what's going on. The kids really can't come out and, enjoy the day because of, the trash situation. Rodents, snakes. I mean, it's bad. So like I said, I just wanted to come out, me and my guys, and just make an impact.
And that's awesome for that business to do that. So the owner of the complex also owes Jackson Water $734,000 in past due water bills. We're going to continue and following the story here at this apartment complex and keep you updated on it. We told you yesterday about a shooting, an officer-involved shooting that happened in Hattiesburg. Well, authorities have now released the name of the man shot by police earlier this week. NBI identified him as 20-year-old Armadius Mack. Here's video of that shooting, or you can hear the shots being fired. It's from a surveillance camera. So the Forest County coroner says that Mack is still alive, but no information has been released on his condition. And NBI says no other details can be confirmed or released because this is an active investigation. So this shooting happened on Wednesday morning. The officers involved in the shooting have been put on paid leave during this investigation. And Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith says the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is directing $32 million to the Yazoo pump project. The cash will enable the Corps to meet compensatory mitigation requirements and move forward to the pre-construction, engineering, and designing phase. All of that must be done before actual construction can begin. So the pumps there are intended to keep parts of the Delta dry during major floods. Earlier this month, the Mississippi River swelled to its 10th highest water level since the catastrophic flood. Goodness, I can't get the words out. The deadly flood that happened back in 1927. So Senator Hyde-Smith did have a comment, and what she said or sent a statement was, the Yazoo Pump Project will strengthen Mississippi's levees and keep our ports and waterways operational and support critical infrastructure improvements that are already underway. So that is good news to hear there. And a story we told you about earlier, the man known as the Casanova killer with ties to a woman's death here in Jackson has been executed in Florida. So Glenn Edwards Rogers was convicted in 1997 of killing one woman in Florida and another one in California. So he was put to death by lethal injection last night at a state prison in Florida. Rogers was the prime suspect in the stabbing death of 34-year-old Linda Price in South Jackson back in 1995. She was left to die in her bathtub at the Briarcliff South Apartments on Rainy Road. So Rogers was never tried in that case, but he is also suspected in several other homicides across the country. In a final statement, Rogers thanked his wife, who had visited him earlier in the day at the prison. Before, let's see here, Miss Shelley, I see your comment. We'll cover that story again in just a moment. Before we do, though, let's hear from our sponsors over at Jackson Water.
Hey, Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/Water Academy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
And thanks to Jackson Water for sponsoring at WLBT Plus. So Shelley asking here what happened at Peeples. So I'm going to give you a quick recap of the story. So there's a video that has been circulating on social media, which we do not have permission to air, but it shows what appears to be a teacher using harsh language and aggressive behavior towards a student. Also shows the student being pushed into a wheelchair. And the Jackson Public School District has announced that they have launched an investigation into these matters to see if what was happening. Let's get the video of their here we go. So this is what their statement said. They're aware of a recent social media post that allegedly involves a staff member at Peeples Middle School. So the district does take these matters seriously and has launched an active investigation to ensure the safety and well-being of all scholars. So that's what is happening there over at Peeples Middle School. And we'll keep you updated on that story. Taking a quick look at our forecast now, our temperatures outside are sitting in the mid to upper 80s. And as we look at the next, our current radar, there's no rain in the area, but it is coming. So if we look at the next 12 hours, you can see as we go into the overnight hours, those rain chances come up, and we're looking at about 40% around 1 a.m. Our next 7 days, you're seeing we got rain Saturday and Sunday, and then some chances of rain into next week as well. Our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to give you a more in-depth look at the rain chances for tomorrow and let you know the timing of it and everything. So we got some good news regarding third graders here in the state of Mississippi. They set a record in their reading assessments for the 2024-2025 school year. So the Mississippi Department of Education announced over 25,000 third graders passed the initial administration of the third grade reading assessment given this spring. The department says that this is a record high number of third graders who passed the test. Last year, around 75% of third graders passed the initial administration of the reading assessment. This year, over 77% passed. Over 32,000 third graders took that assessment, and they might actually be able to read this better than me today. I seem like I keep tripping over my words, but congratulations to the third graders of Mississippi. I remember when my daughters went through third grade, that reading test really stressed them out. So it's good to see more third graders are doing better here in the state of Mississippi and setting those record high numbers. And Pepsi Pops is happening tonight following its postponement due to weather last week. So you can head over to Old Trace Park in Ridgeland to enjoy music from the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra. The schedule of events is similar to last week's original date. Gates will open at 5:30 this evening. David Carey and friends will entertain the crowd at 6:30. Then the orchestra will take the stage at 7:30, with everything capping off with a fireworks display. And some congratulations goes to the Northwest Rankin High School Lady Cougars softball team, who have won a third straight state championship. So let me turn this down for you. There we go. Game 2 of the championship series in Hattiesburg against Hernando was scoreless until the bottom of the 4th inning when Northwest Rankin found its fire. Tavia Archie got things started for the Cougars with a RBI double, and the momentum continued on from there. The Cougars scored 5 runs in the 4th and then added 4 more in the 5th. They went on to win the game and the championship 9-0.
I mean, it's surreal, like to go back to back 3 times. I mean, that's just crazy. Coming into this season, we knew it was going to be one of the harder ones. We had a whole new different team. We had younger people that just had to step up in bigger roles due to graduation last year. But for this success, we had to believe in each other and just believe in ourselves. And that's what we were big on this year. No matter who was in that other dugout, it was going to be a dogfight. We've seen each other at our lows and at our highs. So just knowing that all our hard work's paid off, and to just have that final out together and just go hug your teammates, it was so fun.
So this is the first time in program history that the Cougars have won the softball state championship 3 years in a row. And again, congratulations to the Cougars at the Lady Cougars at Northwest Rankin High School and their softball team. Congratulations on your win. And you could win a dream home, because the St. Jude's Dream Home giveaway is underway. You can buy your tickets now. So we had a very big day yesterday with hundreds of tickets sold on the first day of this year's campaign. So for just $100, you can buy a chance to win the 2-story home that is under construction right now in the Bristol Crossing neighborhood in Flowood. All the money raised will help support St. Jude's mission to fight childhood cancer and pediatric diseases. You can find more information on this at WLBT.com, or you can call the 800 number there on your screen to buy tickets. And of course, the winner will be announced on August the 14th. So get out and buy your ticket, or call and buy your ticket today. But that is it for WLBT Plus today. I'll be back on Monday at 1 o'clock. I hope you join me then. I hope you all have a very safe weekend. Make sure you stay, or you come back at 2:30 today for the First Alert Weather Team so they can give you that in-depth look at our weekend forecast. I will see you on Monday. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.